I think that UAE and Bahrain were logical candidates to take this step. Both of them had longstanding relationships under the table with Israel, de facto relationships. So a relatively short step for them to move from de facto to de jure relations. As we know, the Bahrainis hosted Jared Kushner's economic workshop a couple of years ago. And the Emiratis' relationship with Israel has been an open secret for many years. So it's a situation where in both nations they were well disposed towards Israel and open to finalizing the normalization.
So, to what do you attribute the timing of these regional shifts? I mean, what was the turning point for these nations to make peace with Israel?
Well, of course, we have a variety of explanations of why now. The Emirati explanation was that they took the step in order to forestall Israeli plans to annex the West Bank. That's one possibility. Certainly, both the Israelis and the Emiratis and the Bahrainis as well might very well have their eye on the U.S. presidential election, and there might have been some desire to give President Trump a little bit of a pre-election boost. That's also a possibility. And I think that, in terms of where they are in their own calculations vis-a-vis Iran, vis-a-vis Turkey, it made sense for them to move at this time.
Now, this is more of a general question, but what reputation do the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain have within the Middle East? What does their normalization of ties with Israel mean for regional politics?
Well, I think that especially the Emirates, Bahrain is a relatively small player in the Middle East economically. In terms of its security and other issues, it's not a major player. The Emirates is different, and of course, the Emirates is a major economic power, as the foreign minister pointed out the other day. They are the second largest economy in the Middle East among the Arab states. And I think that for many Arabs and for many in the region, Abu Dhabi and Dubai in particular are seen really as wonderful places to live and to do business, relatively open economies, relatively open societies. So generally speaking, they have a positive reputation. They are also seen in the security, defense and security aspect as really being increasingly significant, not only in the Gulf area, but also in the Red Sea, and even, as we know, more broadly throughout the Middle East, even as far as Libya.
Now, Donald Trump, he announced that at least 7 to 9 other nations are going to make peace with Israel. Could you give us a sense of what nations you think those are going to be?
Well, I'm not sure that we could name 7 to 9 states in the Middle East that are ready to move forward. The logical candidates right now are Oman, Morocco, and Sudan. All of them have expressed to one degree or another a willingness to take that step. The Moroccans and the Omanis, as we know, have, again, for a very long time, had relatively open de facto links with Israel. And so it wouldn't be particularly surprising for them. Sudan also has its own interests in why it would want to normalize. Beyond those three, I'm not sure where the administration might be looking for more governments to sign on.